Oh, hello.
Oh, yeah.
Hi.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, Daddy.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, Mommy.
Hey, everyone, and welcome back to my channel.
Hey.
Welcome back to
Hey.
welcome back to a brand new video of Irish versus American versus dog.
With Floof.
Today we're doing a special episode because it's St. Patrick's Day today.
Uh-huh. Oh. We're getting some ASMR snaps on the microphone. Okay, lay down. Lay down. Yeah.
Oh,
What are you? Okay. Yeah. Good boy. Good boy.
Good boy.
I kind of feel like you have a default win on this one.
yeah, I think so. Today we're doing a very special episode because today is St. Patrick's Day. Woohoo!
Yeah. Woo! Party.
Okay, this is the first and last day we are filming with you in the room. We're sporting some green today because
Yes. I usually don't wear green to my office or anything because of the green screen. but
Yeah,
I,
true. Today we're going to talk about St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah!
All things St. Patrick's Day.
I'm nervous
Why?
because I don't have any knowledge to offer this topic whatsoever.
But
it'll
that's
be fun
okay.
because I will learn it. They can learn it through me because
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
know anything about this. So.
I don't want you to be nervous.
No, I
Just
just
because you've nothing to say. That's not true. I mean,
it's rare. It's a rare occasion.
yeah, that's
when
true. I think that's what's so interesting because St. Patrick's Day is celebrated all over the world by people who are not Irish also. It's just such a widespread thing, and I think there's varying degrees to what people actually know about it.
Yes.
Kind of similar to Halloween and Christmas, it has been heavily commercialized.
Oh yeah.
And maybe the original meaning is lost on some people.
I think it never even reached me. You know?
But that's okay. I'm sure there's plenty of people like you that just don't really know, that I think that is interesting.
So I don't know anything about St. Patrick's Day. My only perspective of it, and this is, mostly just my lack of having done research on it. I don't mind admitting when I don't know anything about something. The only commercialized aspect of it that I've been exposed to, mostly as a kid, you have in elementary school, if you don't wear green, you get pinched. You make little paper leprechaun decorations.
Oh, cute.
That's about it. And I know that that's so not having anything to do with St. Patrick's Day. But,
Well, I think that's what's interesting because as well as us telling our stories, I also wanted to try something different for this video and get some other people's opinions as well, because there's people who watch these videos who are Irish. They're also American. They're also Irish American. They're also neither. That was interesting to me to kind of explore that a little bit. Yeah, so I consulted my lovely Patreon supporters and my YouTube members. So they're brilliant little group, and got their opinions. So I'm going to include those throughout the video.
Sweet.
And just kind of get different people's perspectives, and maybe I can debunk a few things, maybe, because I know.
Bless you.
I feel like there might be some misconceptions about St. Patrick's Day, about what it actually is and how it's celebrated in Ireland, the origin country, versus how it's been
The rest of the world.
I feel like there's a lot of things that people maybe don't know.
Yeah.
I might be wrong. I might be right. We'll find out.
Let's find out. I'll be learning just as much as all
Yeah.
of you who don't know anything, so don't feel bad. So
Like, no disrespect to the Irish Americans, because I think they're the ones that have done it in their own different way, different to Ireland, just because that's how things work. Sometimes you can't get things in a new country, so
Yeah.
you just adapt and you do something new. So yeah, I think there's a huge I think there's quite some significant differences between the Irish St. Patrick's Day and the Irish American St. Patrick's Day.
got hairball.
Let's dive into a YouTube member's comment. So this is what she said. Based on what I know about my ancestry, I'm not Irish, so I don't actually celebrate St. Patrick's Day. I know that in Chicago, they dye the Chicago River green. I have heard of this.
I knew that too.
And it's pretty cool to see that happen. I know that a lot of restaurants decorate with green 4-leaf clover decorations and leprechauns and whatnot. I know a lot of people go to bars and drink, and there's usually parties, at least where I'm from. I think when I was a kid, we would wear green to school to celebrate, but I don't remember it being any different than a normal day. I do tend to see a lot of shirts that say, "Kiss me, I'm Irish." And also I associate Lucky Charms commercials with the leprechaun and the pot of gold with the Irish, even though I assume it has nothing to do with it, LOL. But generally, I just go about my day like normal, but I do recognize the holiday myself. I feel like maybe
That's pretty much
that's
the extent of my
yeah,
knowledge.
I was gonna say.
I'm not even like, I think I did my ancestry. I'm like less than 10% Irish, so I wouldn't even say I'm Irish, I guess. But that's about all I know. The commercialized visualization of it and people supporting it with the surface level image of what it is. I don't know how big it is for you. I'd imagine it's big. But apart from those things that you just said, it does feel like a normal day to me too.
Okay.
Or it has in the past.
The thing that stood out the most to me from this comment is that she said we would wear green to school to celebrate. Yeah. We don't go to school on St. Patrick's Day. It's a national holiday, and we usually would get whatever day it fell on, we would get the surrounding days off. Like if St. Patrick's Day was on a Thursday, we'd get the long weekend. Like we'd get Thursday, Friday.
Really?
Yeah, usually.
What if it's on a Wednesday?
If it's on a Wednesday, yeah, I'm trying to think whether we got where we just have Monday, Tuesday in school and then have the rest of the week off. Yeah.
Is it as strong of a drinking holiday there as it is here?
Yes.
Okay.
That also depends on the family and what you do.
Of course. I mean, it's not, I'm not saying it's a drinking holiday here. I just mean that it's like it's.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people go out and drink on St. Patrick's Day when they don't really know why they're drinking.
I'm sure that is probably.
That would be me.
Yeah, I'm sure that's a huge majority of people probably here in the States. That's not personally my thing.
Right.
But drinking is massive on St. Patrick's Day. When I got a bit older and when I started doing gigs and playing in a band, we used to play on St. Patrick's night or Paddy's night. Okay. And we eventually stopped because it's so crazy. And
more than New Year's or anything?
Oh, more than New Year's.
Really?
Yeah, more than New Year's.
I did get to spend New Year's in an Irish pub a few years ago, which was badass.
That was fun. That was
very
fun.
Fun.
Paddy's night is probably like double that. It's just the place is wedged, everyone's mental, and everyone's been drinking since that morning, if not the night before. Yeah. We stopped doing gigs because our gear got destroyed. Like I just got beer flung on my guitar and we were like, you know what? We're not doing this anymore. We don't need to.
That sucks. I'm sorry.
I was doing some reading and I came across something that said like there's some crazy statistic. I don't know if this is true, but apparently there's like 13 million pints of Guinness sold on St. Patrick's Day worldwide.
Wow.
I'd say about 90% of them are in Ireland.
Gosh. Well, that's where the good Guinness is, I've come to learn.
Another comment says, from someone who is not Irish, we do, however, eat boiled corned beef, cabbage and carrots. Also, we have the McDonald's Shamrock Shake. For dessert, we have pistachio torte on the day. Basically all green stuff, dressed in green.
I don't know if that McDonald's thing is regional or if that's all over the US, because I feel like I've heard of it, but I've never actually seen it. So I don't know if we have it
I think
here.
I have seen it. I've never had it.
Really? I've never had it. But
I don't know.
Corned beef and cabbage. Is that not a thing?
No.
Because that's always like, I don't even really know what that is.
I'm not 100% what corned beef is.
But you hear that as being like, oh, you went to Ireland, did you have corned beef and cabbage? Everyone says that.
People have said that to me. Like after I came here, people would be like, oh, I love corned beef and cabbage. And I'm like...
You don't even, like, that's not a thing.
That's not...
How did that start, I wonder?
This is what I think. What we have in Ireland is what is a traditional Irish dish is bacon and cabbage. But it's not bacon. It's not even...
Well, your bacon is...
Not a rasher.
What is a rasher?
Rasher is what we call bacon. You know, we also call them rashers.
Well, your bacon is also like a fraction of a pig. It's good. I gotta give that one to American though. I'm sorry.
I do love the American bacon,
but
I miss my Clonakilty bacon.
There's a lot of good stuff in Ireland, but you can't beat us on the bacon. In my humble, very... I'm sure controversial in the comments opinion.
You're allowed to have an opinion. This is the internet. We all know opinions are illegal. That dish, bacon and cabbage and potatoes, to us is the bacon is more like a ham. It is like a ham. It's like a boiled ham. Very like tender. It kind of just
very thick and
beautiful.
Yes.
So this is my theory, and I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but I think that the Irish Americans, the people who emigrated, couldn't get ham, and corned beef was the next best thing.
Interesting.
That's what I think.
Okay,
but
that makes sense.
Comments from a couple of people mentioning the pinching, and you just mentioned it a second ago.
I can back that up. Yeah.
I'd never heard of this.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't do that?
And then I read those two comments, and I was like, pinching? And I didn't know if it was just me being an idiot or if this was actually a thing. So I checked with my parents and they were like, no, they'd never heard of it either. So I think the pinching is an American thing.
Must be. That was big, like, like, I mean, everyone kind of knows it, but it was like a thing in elementary school. Like, all
Okay.
the kids were like, if you didn't wear green, you got a little anxiety, because kids are just gonna, and they come up and pinch you.
Wow.
You're not wearing green. I think one year I like forgot to wear green. And then I showed up at school and I was like, oh, crap. And then I realized that I had green on my sock, but you couldn't see it. So every time people walk up to me, I'd have to like pull my sock up and show them, just to ward them off.
That's funny.
I don't know. It's like, it's definitely like a joke amongst adults, but elementary school kids took it very seriously.
So after I heard this, I did the sensible thing and Googled it.
Good. I never thought to do that. So.
Apparently, it's down to like folklore. Leprechauns pinch people, and if you wear green, you're invisible to them. It comes from that tradition.
Okay.
So,
But you guys don't have leprechauns, right?
no, do people think leprechauns are actually real? I hope not.
You have a leprechaun museum in Dublin.
Yeah, I've never been.
I mean,
but
you're just
that doesn't
asking
mean...
for it at this point. I get that the Lucky Charms is a bit over the top, but you have a leprechaun museum. I haven't been there.
I haven't
would
been
like
there
to
either.
go.
I haven't been there.
I'm sure they have a big box of Lucky Charms in the front lobby. What a missed opportunity if they don't. You know what you should find is that picture. I think my dad found it recently in his phone. The one I took of you either was one of your first time visiting the States.
I think it was.
Or was it when you moved
I
here?
think it was when I moved and we went on our
one
first.
of the first days we went grocery shopping together.
Yes.
I took a picture of you holding a Lucky Charms. If you could find it, you should put it in this video. That's good.
It's meant to be Irish.
Lucky Charms.
They're magically delicious. Well, I would love to explain
Please.
my experience of St. Patrick's Day, and
Please.
maybe also talk a little bit about why it's a thing and where it came from. My sister actually sent me a great her memory of St. Patrick's Day, and obviously our memories are going to be very similar because we are we are siblings. Okay, this is her comment. It's a tradition that I feel has changed a little for me over the years. My earliest memories are as a fairly young child going to a neighbouring town to watch the parade. I remember the streets being wedged with people, so much that it was difficult to walk down the footpath. The parade would move through the street and we would watch and wait eagerly for the sweets and lollipops to be thrown out into the crowd. I remember this. I'd forgotten that.
Really?
Yeah. After the parade, we would go into the pub. Yes, the pub, haha. As the years went on, we started spending the day in our own hometown, specifically because I was at school now and our school always participated in the parade itself. We would have the day off school, and the weeks leading up to the parade we would spend the afternoons preparing. Whether it was practicing what we were to do in the parade or doing an art lesson with a shamrock theme, I'll attach a photo of the one I remember doing. We would organise an exact meeting location and time on the morning of St. Patrick's Day and take part in the parade. Afterwards, I would meet friends or cousins, and we would spend the hour after the parade buying sweets or ice cream, browsing in different food stands in the square. As I got older, the day would be spent with family, usually watching the parade before returning home to have dinner together. My grandma would be there, looking very proud with the shamrocks pinned to her coat. She would often produce a bag of them, some for all of us to pin on our clothes. Okay, this is the shamrock she's talking about. I remember making this at school, like the day before St. Patrick's Day. This is what we would do. I'd love to talk about my experience building on that comment, because that's a lot of the things are the same for me. Apart from that last one, it's different to anything else I've heard so far, and it has nothing to do with leprechauns.
I figured as such.
For me, my earliest memories of St. Patrick's Day are like school related. Make the Shamrock Man, and we'd like talk about St. Patrick at school and just kind of go through the story again, kind of like Christmas when you go through the nativity again. We used to sing St. Patrick's Day songs.
Aww.
Like I remember as a kid singing "Hail glorious St. Patrick, dear saint of our isle."
Never heard of it.
Wow.
Wow.
So St. Patrick's Day would be off school, never on
Right.
school on St. Patrick's Day. In the morning we'd go to Mass, and it was the only time that Mass was spoke 100% in Irish. There
Whoa.
was no English.
Do the
Yeah.
majority of people there still understand it conversationally
I
like
mean, I'd say that's like probably quite a mixed bag. But
But you still go anyway?
oh yeah.
Even if you're just confused?
Yeah, I mean, I think
Okay.
people have a general gist of what's happening. I do feel like they actually put the notes so that you can at least do the responses in Irish, even if you're not sure what's being said 100%. Yeah, wearing pinned shamrocks. I mean, wearing a green item of clothing, I guess, this just depends again. Like, I would wear something like this. That's a green shade, but not necessarily like a bright, obnoxious dress up like a leprechaun green. I like this green though. The biggest thing, more so than the green item of clothing, would be the pinned shamrocks on your you'd pin it on your jacket or on your clothes.
Gotcha.
The town parade, when I was growing up, we went to like the next town, which was where our grandparents lived. So
Mm-hmm.
we used to go to their parade, and then we would go to our own local parade. Usually like
So
around
there's like a parade in every town.
yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, every town has a parade.
Where are they on the scale from like backyard party to Disneyland parade?
I think it depends on the town. The Dublin parade is big.
Yeah.
And they broadcast it live.
Wow.
Which is really fun to watch. A lot of like groups from all over the world, especially the States, will come to be in the St. Patrick's Day Dublin parade. Like you'll see the, I don't know, the Dallas baton twirling
That's
or
cool.
something, you know.
They have gigantic building-sized balloons of a leprechaun.
I know.
Like the Macy's.
It's mostly like music and dance is
Gotcha.
what I would say.
Ours is a little bit more.
Yeah, I would say so.
your
I've
favorite?
never been to an American St. Patrick's Day parade. It would be really fun.
I guess I'm just referring to our parades in general for holidays.
Oh, I
the
see.
Thanksgiving Day parade specifically.
Okay, no.
Like,
And
that's very big and loud.
yeah.
I guess everything we do is big and loud.
Yeah.
Not supposed to agree with me.
Okay, sorry.
My own town specifically, it's not on that kind of scale because it's a small town and you know but the people who organize it do a fantastic job. It's local people, local businesses. It's just a lot of music and a lot of like snare drumming. It's great, and there'll be lots of Irish dancing afterwards. They usually they build a stage like in the 2 weeks before the actual parade, and that's where the Irish dancers will be after the parade is over. So just spend a little while in town. You just meet people. Everyone's out for the most part, so you're just hanging around and getting food and listening to the music, watching the dancing. For us, it's always a very chill family day. For me personally,
It feels a lot like Thanksgiving, not because the holidays are similar, but just because of the
I know what you mean.
the vibe of being off school for something specific to your country and being a family-based kind of day.
I didn't think of it that way, actually.
Yeah.
Aside from the drinking,
I
maybe.
didn't either. And though until you started just talking about all the things you do, I was like, this sounds like something, sounds like a Thanksgiving day kind of a thing, off school.
Oh,
and
that's
it's
really
kinda like
interesting, actually. Yeah. See other family, grandparents, and then just go home and like have dinner.
corned beef and cabbage.
Not necessarily. I mean, we didn't always have like an Irish meal. I mean, we probably did some years, but for one weird reason, I have a memory of eating lasagna. It's just just a hearty meal at home, just a very chill family day. No dying food or painting the house green or anything crazy. Just just a chill day.
You don't go to Clare Lake and dump a bunch of
Green.
food color in it.
No. Yeah, that's kind of it for me. That's my St. Patrick's Day.
Sounds lovely. Like I
Yeah.
said, it's like apart from my lack of knowledge of why the holiday exists, the traditions are very synonymous to something we do on Thanksgiving.
That's an
Seems-
interesting observation. I never thought of it that way, actually.
And it's similar in the sense that it's like, you don't have Thanksgiving Day off,
Yeah.
And we do. So it's like our country kind of thing, and
Why is St. Patrick's Day a thing?
Tell me.
Why do we celebrate it? Where did it come from? Yeah, I mean, a lot of this is just what I was taught at school and like what we were taught as kids about St. Patrick. And I did do a little bit of research just to kind of refresh my memory. I've kind of made peace with the fact that no matter what I say or don't say in these videos, I'll be well actually'd in the comments. So so I'm just gonna do my thing.
hey, it's your channel, do whatever the fuck you want.
There's a lot of uncertainty around his life. I don't know if this is just because it's so long ago that he was alive, or is it just, record keeping? I don't really know. There's a lot of like mythological things around him and what he did and things, like whether he did them or not. A lot of it is legend, honestly. So, St. Patrick, interestingly, was not an Irish man. He was born in Britain. So I'll give them St. Patrick. They can't have Father Ted, but I'm giving them St. Patrick. It was Roman Britain at the time, because this is in the 5th century. So when he was 16, he was captured as a slave, taken to Ireland, and he was enslaved, forced to work. He eventually escaped and made it back to his home. And then when he was grown up, there's lots of different accounts of how he wanted to get back to Ireland. He had dreams about Ireland, and he was getting messages from God, is what he believed, that he needed to bring the Christian faith to Ireland, because Ireland was a pagan country at the time, and we did talk about this in my Halloween video, actually, how Ireland was pagan. St. Patrick went back to Ireland as an adult and started to spread the Christian faith, and he built schools and monasteries and churches and blah blah blah. He just did his thing. The reason why the shamrock is famous for Ireland is because St. Patrick used the shamrock to show people how to make the sign of the cross. So anyone who's Catholic will know what it means to bless yourself.
Yeah.
So he actually used the 3-leaf shamrock, not to be mistaken with the 4-leaf clover.
Yeah, couldn't it be 4?
Well, he used, so like...
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. So that's how he, in his teaching or whatever he did. So, yeah, so that's why Ireland is so famously associated with the shamrock, is because of St. Patrick and the way he used it.
Okay.
And also, this is interesting, the shamrock is not the national symbol of Ireland. It's actually the harp. Just...
I thought that was the symbol for Guinness.
Well, yeah, that's probably why it's the symbol for Guinness.
Symbol for Ireland is a tractor.
It's also the symbol for Idaho.
That's true. California is the traffic state, that kind of thing. No, that's not what it is.
Another thing that St. Patrick is associated with famously is for driving the snakes out of Ireland. That was always the legend, we were told. Snakes were never there to begin with. It is actually a myth.
Okay.
But it's just something he's famous for.
So St. Patrick's Day... So St. Patrick's Day is a religious holiday.
St. Patrick's Day is a religious holiday. That's how it became a day of celebration, is because I think it was like not till the 17th century or something. March 17th is believed to be the day that St. Patrick died in 461. So that's why it's celebrated on that day. But it originally was a religious day, and it was to commemorate his life, and also, because it's a religious day, they're celebrating the arrival of Christianity in the country. So that's why St. Patrick's Day is celebrated. And I just think, like everything, it's been commercialized and Americanized.
So it's not a day to eat Lucky Charms and worship leprechauns.
No.
That's what I thought.
I hope no one worships leprechauns. Well, whatever makes you happy. What's also interesting is that before... like a long time ago, blue was the original color associated with the day, and I think it just became green because green is so heavily associated with Ireland because of, the Emerald Isle, and it's a green country, that it eventually evolved into green.
Very green country. They're not joking. When you land in the plane, you're just like, it looks like you're landing into grass, like a whole country of nothing but freaking cartoonishly green grass.
Do you hear the pipes as you're landing?
Yes.
Yeah, that's kind of it, really. I mean, I can't personally fill in the gap as to what happened in between the day he died and up to 2021.
And neither can I. But it's fun to learn, and what's more interesting to me even than just the history of it is your experience with it and how it affected your life so differently than mine.
Yeah.
Being from such a different part of the world.
Definitely.
I think it's fascinating to see something so celebrated and so important
and so embraced by other cultures.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because the Irish are just all over the world. I mean,
are you insulted when people like go leprechaun, or are you humbled by the fact that they're embracing it even though they're doing it wrong?
I feel like I've become more the latter in recent years. I used to be like, oh, they're so annoying, but like I think it is humbling actually when you think about it. It's also an opportunity to nicely correct someone.
Yeah, I think that tends to be the case in a lot of things.
Yeah, definitely.
The worldwide perception or the commercialization of anything will be attached to something, an image or a song or whatever that isn't really necessarily what it's about.
I think TV has a lot to do with it as well. How Ireland is represented in Hollywood.
Yeah.
I think it's done a lot of people a great disservice in that, because they think we all that's how we talk.
Well, even just tourism in general, you know, think of any souvenir shop, any t-shirt, to make it Irish.
Oh, Carol's, yeah.
They have to put green shamrock leprechauns on
with
it,
little ginger beards
to sell
and
it,
little
so
pint
people
of Guinness.
that want to go to Ireland,
and they're like,
or
oh, you went to Ireland,
like they people that want to envision or attribute something to their trip or a trip they want to do, they need to put that on it to sell it.
A couple things I would love to clear up, actually. A couple small things. I often see it here, St. Patrick's Day abbreviated to St. Patty's Day.
I was going to ask you about this. I'm glad you
That's
brought it up.
very, very incorrect.
St. Patty's Day?
Paddy with a D, with D's.
So that's correct.
That is correct.
That is correct.
Because the name Patrick, short, is either Pat or Paddy.
So you're pretending as though that the D's and the T's are pronounced differently.
I don't know if that's why. Do people, when we say St. Paddy...
I was making fun of myself. If it was Paddy or Patty, I would pronounce both of those words St. Patty's Day.
So that's probably why.
That's probably why.
That's so interesting.
Because my American accent, we don't hit our T's like you do. We roll them like D's, like butter.
Oh, so I would say butter or butter.
Yeah, but I just say butter.
It could be either.
It could be either one. Ladder. That's why we say ladder and ladder the same. A ladder with D's that you climb, and a latter, meaning the latter option, we say it the same, or I do.
So I need to stop rolling my eyes when I walk by a business that says Happy St. Patty's Day.
Patties.
Yeah, because people will even text me messages or leave comments like Happy St. Patty's Day.
Here's why. It's that because we pronounce it the same, and because Patrick has a T in it. For us, our spelling, I don't know if you guys will spell everything weird.
No, Porrick, yeah.
Patrick, Patty, like we just think of it, we attributed the shortening of that word to be a T. Yeah. And then since we already say Patty, I can see why that would get lost in communication.
Paddy is just known for being short for Patrick. I mean, there's so many 80-year-old men called Paddy in Ireland.
With a D, though.
With a D. But Patrick is their full name, but Paddy is just Paddy.
What's Patty?
Stupid.
No, but there are that's a female name here. Patty.
Patty.
Yeah, short
Patty.
for Patricia or.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't mean stupid.
That's also a name, so that's why maybe people attribute the T's to being a female name.
Maybe.
And but that wouldn't make sense because Patty. That doesn't make we screwed it up. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fine.
Caught myself in my own error.
No.
Patty with a D. Got it.
Another thing is top of the morning.
Top of the morning, do you?
Would you consider that an Irish phrase?
Well, yeah, because you say it every morning when you wake up.
I do. That's true. That is true. I wake up and a bunch of little
bunch of leprechauns climb out of the bed.
Leprechauns and rainbows sprout from under the pillow.
You got rainbows coming out of your ears.
And I wake up and I say, "Oh, it's just a grand top of the morning, oh, 33. It's 7:33."
You making a joke right now? Because that's what happens.
I'd love to save anybody any embarrassment if they ever do go to Ireland and say top of the morning to someone.
Don't do that?
Please don't.
Okay.
It's not... It probably was a phrase at one point. It'd be like walking up to American and going, "Howdy, partner." You know, it's just...
Yeah, I get you.
It's I don't know if it's because of Hollywood or what, but it's not a thing that we say, and if you do say it, you'll kind of be laughed at. So I just want to save you any embarrassment.
You don't really need to say it at all. There's no reason to. Yeah. There are other options.
What does it even mean? Top of the morning. So what happens at the bottom of the morning?
We're not allowed to talk about that.
Maybe we won't ask. Yeah.
We're not allowed to talk about that.
St. Patrick's Day in Irish is Lá Éile Porrick. That's how you say it. Just if anyone was curious.
Lá Éile
Porrick. Porrick is...
Lá Éile Porrick.
Yeah, Porrick is Patrick. Lá Éile Porrick. Porrick.
2 syllables.
Yes.
Porrick. Lá Éile Porrick.
Yay! That's so good. I love it. That makes me happy. A+ in your Irish. You passed the leaving cert. Well done.
Is that? I thought you said it was hard. The leaving cert.
Just a tad.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of everything I wanted to talk about, I think.
Thank you for teaching me a lot. And happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. Hope you have a lovely day, whatever you're doing. I know times are weird, so there'll be no parades or anything, which makes me sad, but...
Thank you for having me back on the channel.
Thank you for coming back on the channel.
Love y'all.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for my Patreons and YouTube members for their comment submissions. And look forward to seeing you in the next video. Please subscribe if you're new. And yeah, happy St. Patrick's Day.
Bye.
Bye.